Welcome to today's video. My name is Nick, our channel is Cabin View Ventures, and today we're talking about carpenter bee traps. But first, a quick intro, since this is our first official video for YouTube. We live in a log house. We're on just over 7 acres. We always have lots of projects going on. We're usually cutting firewood or out in the woods working with our tractor or side by side. We have a big garden that we started this year. A lot of yard maintenance, some log home maintenance. So hopefully we can provide some educational stuff for you guys. Maybe somebody that's working on a similar project. So if you like that kind of content, please subscribe and stick around for more to come. So let's jump into today's video, carpenter bee traps. So if you guys live in a log house, you have wood sheds, any outdoor wood structures, these things are great to help you fight your carpenter bee problem. I started using these this year. This one I started using last year. So the two I have here, this is the bees and things trap. This is the Best Brothers bee trap. When I bought this bee trap last year, it was kind of late in the season, it was already summertime. I saw it at a Tractor Supply and I was like, that looks interesting, I'll give this a try. So I hung it up and I didn't really have much luck with it. And then early in the spring, my mom lives in a log house as well. We're actually going to go out there in a little bit because she has a bunch of these hanging up and she's had a ton of success with these. But she bought a couple. She bought like 5 or 6 and she hung them up. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if you're going to have a whole lot of luck. I didn't have much luck with mine last year. And within a week, she started filling her traps. I mean, literally like all of them she filled, probably in less than a week. And I was just blown away. I couldn't believe how well they worked. So the trick to these things is getting them up early. You've got to get them up before you get your carpenter bee activity for the season. So, I live in the Northeast. Preferably you want to get these things up in March before it starts to get, warm outside and the carpenter bees are coming back looking for their old nest because that's what they do. They keep coming back every year. They lay their larvae, those bees come back. So, every year you let go, you're like doubling and tripling the amount of carpenter bees that you get. So it can really pile on pretty quick. So, like I said, the trick to these things is to get them up early so the bees are attracted to them. Because once they start to drill into or find their old nest or drill a new nest, it's hard to get them to go into these traps. So I put these two up here because these are two of the most common ones you're going to find. They both work, but they're both set up differently. So this this trap here has a little hanger on the back. You put a little nail in the wall, you hang it up, and then it's got this trap door that you use to clean it out. Which is fine. It works, it works just fine. You just have to climb up, set your ladder up and go get it and empty it out. What's really nice about the Best Bee Brothers trap is it has this trap door at the bottom and it's got this really long string. This string's like 10 feet long. So you can hang this pretty high. I mean, ideally you want to hang these pretty high. So, you can hang it up and you can empty it out easily by just pulling on the string. A lot of my traps I can reach by hand. Some of them I have to set up a small ladder, like a step stool or a little step ladder. You're not getting your big extension ladder out to empty these traps. So really, really nice design. These also have a little section for bee bait, which I've never used. I don't even know what it is or what's available out there, but I've never had to use it. Once you get one bee in here, they set off a pheromone when they die and it actually attracts more bees. So once one goes in, you're just going to attract more bees to this thing anyway. Um, my house is 6 years old, so I don't have a huge carpenter bee problem yet. Um, And I hung my traps up a little late again this year. I got my traps up in May. So like I said, you really want to get them up like in March. So I got mine up in May, and I've already got probably 40 to 50 bees. Um, so really happy with the success I'm having with these things. These are both $20 a piece. You can get them anywhere, really. I mean, Walmart, Walmart, Tractor Supply, um, Amazon carries. I think both of these. I'll try to find a link for both of them, and I'll put them in the description for the video so you guys can look them up. I'm not affiliated with these in any way, so there's no sponsorship or um, I wasn't given any of these traps. This is just my open opinion on some good, easy maintenance for your log home or wood structures. I've got 5 up on my house, so I'll show you where I have them hanging, and then I've got 1 that I keep on the woodshed right behind me. So I just stole these, one from the house and 1 from the woodshed for this video. I got these at Walmart. They had about 10 on the shelf. I took 5 of them, and I went back a week later to get 1 more to do an unboxing for you guys, and they were all gone. So, I mean, apparently people know about these things and buy them. So hopefully somebody will find this video and this will be helpful for you. So we'll get this one back up, and then we'll do a quick walk around the house. I'll show you where I have these set up, and then we're gonna run over to my mom's house and show you the success she's having with her bee traps. Before we go hang this one up, let me show you quick what I use to clean out the old holes. So when you hang these up, you don't want to hang them up near an existing hole unless you're gonna fill that hole up. So, when you're cleaning out a carpenter bee hole in your house or your woodshed, wherever it is, you want to make sure you ream it out really good with like a wire. I always spray a little bee killer in there and then plug that hole up so they don't want to go back into it right away. Because if you hang these near an existing nest, they're just going to go right into that nest. They're not going to go into these bee traps. So really important that you do that. Um, hopefully when you hang them up, you can keep them away from a nest when you get them up early in the season, and they just go right to these things anyway. So, and it's really important that you don't put any kind of finish on these. Um, the bees prefer this natural wood feel. It's one thing that really helps attract them to these nests. And like I said, I really don't think you need to put any bee bait in this. I've had great luck. My mom is having really good success with hers, and we don't use any kind of bait in our traps. So let me go grab that stuff and show you what I use. All right, so this is what I use when I'm cleaning out my bee holes. This is just like a 1 foot section of electrical wire. You just want something stiff enough that when you get push it into the hole, it can kind of bend with the hole, but still, clean it out really good. You want something pretty rigid to break through all the little larva nests that they put in there. And it's always good to check both sides. So when you go up into that bee nest, feel left and right and see which way they drilled it. I had a couple of mine that were actually drilled both directions. Doesn't happen. I don't find too many like that, but you want to make sure you get all that really good. So, once you have it cleaned out really well, it makes this carpenter bee killer a lot more effective, so it can get all the way into the hole. So I just squirt a little bit of that in there, and then plug it up with a little bit of foam. This is just a 1/2 inch round foam, if you have a log house or any kind of wood structure, this stuff is really good to get. It's cheap. You can buy it by the roll. But it's good stuff to keep around because it's good filler for carpenter bee holes, or if you get woodpecker damage, stuff like that. So it comes in handy. And then a good log home caulk. So this is called Checkmate. It's from Permachink. You know, this is like it says, it's 4 checks, but works just fine. You know, I just put a little bit in the bee hole just to seal it off so no moisture gets in there. But you want to make sure you get a good wood caulking, because this stuff is meant to kind of, you know, expand and contract with the wood. So as the wood moves throughout the season, you know, this stuff won't break its seal. So, you know, Permachink sells a lot of good caulking. Sashco also sells a really high quality product, which some of their stuff you can actually get at Lowe's. So just find something that's going to be good and expand and contract with the wood. Really important that you do that. So that's what I use, you know. Most of the stuff I just have laying around. You know, what you're going to spend most of your money on is a good quality caulking. So let's head around the house. I'll show you the traps I have up. We'll get this guy hung back up, and then we're gonna head out to my mom's house. Right, we're gonna start off on the side and then come back around. So right there is one. That's got a couple bees in it right now. And then I'll show you that cord. I can just reach it. Now each of my floors are only 8 feet, so, but I mean, you can see that cord, that bee trap hangs just above the second floor window, and that cord hangs down to the first floor window. So they are plenty long, which makes them really nice when you're trying to clean these out. So I just have one on this wall, and this wall is where I have most of my bee activity. I don't know if you can actually see, there's a couple light spots all the way up top where I had some old woodpecker damage. So, you know, anybody that has a log house, you know that these carpenter bees attract woodpeckers. So if you can get rid of the carpenter bees, you can get rid of the woodpeckers. This is the back of the house. I just have one. I actually need one for the other side. I just have one on this side right now. So that one up here, there were actually 2 bee nests right by that hole, or right by that trap. And I filled both of those holes, and literally that same day, I got 2 bees in that trap. So trust me, it works. Just make sure you fill any old carpenter bee holes before you hang them up. I need to put one on this side, because this side, actually, I don't know if I have any. I don't see any holes on this side, but I see some carpenter bees buzzing around on it from time to time. So I definitely want to get a trap up. I'll probably put that up next year whenever I hang these up again. This wall here, I don't have anything. This is the other side of my house. This side really doesn't get any sun, so there's no carpenter bees. I guess they want that sun for where they drill their nest. So I don't have any problems over here. So this side I left alone. And then out front, this is where I have the other one I'm gonna hang. I get quite a few carpenter bees that nest up in this ceiling. So I've got some holes there I gotta fix up. I got some on this side. So let's get this last, actually no, let me show you this one over here before I hang that one up. This is the front of the house. I have a couple on the front here.
So I've got this one here, and this is another one that I put up where there are actually 2 holes right by that one as well. Filled both of them up and got a couple bees in that trap right now. And then that peak up there, I have a trap right up on that peak right there, and that's another spot I had some old woodpecker damage. So any place I had old woodpecker damage, I wanted to hang one just to prevent hopefully anything in the future. Those woodpeckers can cause a lot of damage in a short amount of time, so you really want to make sure you protect those areas. All right, that one's back up. Let me show you something else quick too. If you do have woodpecker problems, I just hung a couple of these along this garden on the hill here, and I have some on the house, but they're just these shiny discs, and these actually work really good for bird deterrent. So I have these 3 up here. I've got one hanging from the house. You can kind of see it gleaming in the sun. And then I've got another one. And I've got another one hanging on the front porch. So those work really well also. They're super cheap. You get them on Amazon. All right, that's it for the section we're gonna do here. Let's jump in the truck and head over to my mom's house.